I see y'all saying that y'all owe Kanye West and Adolf apologies, but I'm gonna tell y'all who y'all really owe apologies to. The Hebrew Israelites.
Hey, Shalom, Barakatha Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Yahudash, double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of great millstone, and Shalom to brothers in the houses and byways, doing the works of sealing faithfully, and continually fighting that good fight of faith. Lord willing, we have found in that number to be delivered. Alright? So, I took this piece from Elder Ronaldo Zakbar's lesson he did, and concerning this woman. And not just her, there are many people who are popping up talking about they owe the Hebrew Israelites an apology, and they feel that they were wrong. Well, let me say it this way: it's not about an apology; it's about judgment. Right? Judgment must be played out, and what the masses don't understand is those who have come up against the servants and the men of the Lord has put you in that position to do so. All right? So your apology pretty much ain't going to matter, because the scripture is going to justify why your apology is not going to matter. Judgment has to be played out. And if that was your lot, to be a scoffer and a scorner, and the Lord put you in that lot, then that's it, man. All right, so let's start with this. 2 Peter 3:3, it says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust. All right? So this was prophesied. What you people are doing has been prophesied. Right? It has been written aforetime. And now more so in these last days, any and everybody who's trying to, get a platform, trying to get some recognition, they're going in. They're going in on the black Hebrew Israelites. We're cults and extremists and all this other bullshit. But again, we don't take offense to it, because it must needs be that you people do what you do. All right? But what you do is not going to go unnoticed. It hasn't gone unnoticed. The Lord sees what you're doing. The Lord knows what you've been doing. And again, that's another flaw in this kingdom. You people think that the shit that you're doing is not being recorded. Well, Yahweh Shai Shai has everything on lock, man. Everything. Every last thing, word, whisper, everything you can possibly imagine, the Lord has got it, man. And again, you may say, oh, I was making fun of y'all for so many years. It's just your lot that you was doing so. All right? So again, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers. So if you find yourself in these last days talking shit, making mockery, trying to, get a rise, or trying to get views, or just trying to, make this thing as if, it's a laughing stock, you're going to find out. All right? It's one thing the Lord does not do. He don't play. Matthew 12:36. But I say unto you, that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. All right? So every idle word that you speak. And again, and I'm going to say this. The Lord says he's going to have mercy on whom he'll have mercy. Right? But the majority of you people, what do you think is going to happen? You can express your apology right now, right? You can express that. But what's going to ultimately happen when all hell truly breaks loose? That apology is going to go right out the goddamn window. Right? That apology is going to go right out the window. And how do we know? And how do we know it's going to go right out the window? Because the scriptures give a reference to what you people are going to do in these last days and what your actions are going to be. All right? So again, it's not about an apology. It's about judgment. Judgment is coming for you. All right? Let's read it. Matthew 24:9. It says, "Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted." All right? What do you think is going to happen to all those who come together and say, yeah, we need to apologize to the Hebrew Israelites? Yeah, you're making your apology because everything's quiet right now. All right? There's no turmoil. There's no stress amongst the people. Right? So therefore, you can make your apologies. But what's going to happen when your back's against the wall? And all of a sudden, these troops start coming in on you. And I start asking you questions. Do you know any of them? Do you know where they are? You're going to take your kids. We're going to take this and that from you if you don't give us the information. So therefore, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. All right? So your apology don't mean a damn thing right now. Because the minute you get put in a straight situation, you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna have to tell them these dudes. But again, we don't take it to heart. We don't take it personal, because we know this is the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that these mouths must utter the things that they have been uttering. and they truly believe they're doing a good deed too. And a whole bunch of you women who are primarily making a lot of these videos. I left the cult. I was in a cult. They're occultic people, and all this other bullshit. It's all nonsense. All right. And as you see how the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is starting to work in this world, right? People are waking up on all aspects, man. In all aspects. This ain't no fluke where you got a couple people that, I believe, I think they got something going on. These people are waking up so much so the dreams that some people are having fit right in line with the scriptures. And even though some of them may have heard a few of the scriptures, but a lot of them haven't even heard of the scriptures, not even read the scriptures, but they're dreaming about things that are written in the scriptures. This is how you know it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Something you people have no idea of the magnitude of the power of the Lord. Vocab Malone, he's one of them too. Pretty soon he's going to be silenced. You ain't going to hear him no more, because these prophecies are too strong. They're too truthful. As the scripture says, neither their adversaries can neither gainsay nor resist. It's getting to that point right now where you're not going to be able to gainsay these things. People call us extremists. They want to label us as extremists because we call the so-called white man a devil, right? Just look back in history, though. Look back in history. You so-called blacks, Native Americans, Puerto Ricans, Latins, all those throughout the islands of Negroid descent, Latino Negroid descent. Just look at it like this, right? You people get mad because we call the so-called white man a devil, right? But look at the shit that our people had to endure throughout the years, just trying to get a dry spot to rest your head, so to say. You had to fight for every goddamn thing, everything. And it cost many and thousands or hundreds and thousands of lives, millions of lives, fighting just to obtain a piece of the square. But then here you individuals, you jackasses get mad at us because we call the so-called white man a devil. You couldn't go to a restaurant and go through the proper door. You couldn't get on a bus and sit towards the front of the bus. You couldn't go to certain schools. You couldn't go to certain stores. You couldn't go to certain cities. And some of that shit exists even to this certain day, man. But you gonna get mad at us for calling the so-called white man the devil. You're gonna call us extremists because we're pointing out the obvious of what this man has done throughout the time and the years that he's been set up. Now all of a sudden, how dare we're extremists. But this motherfucker done called us niggas, spics, wetbacks, everything under the goddamn sun. And here you people are still trying to defend him and watch over him and protect him from just us calling him a so-called white man the devil. So this is how we know your apologies don't mean shit, man. Because the minute this shit goes down, you're going to say, we know who they are. We know who they are. We know where they are. All right? So that day is coming, that time is coming. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. It is written that way for a reason. Apology. Want no damn apology. We want Esau's head on the platter, man. Give us that. Rejoice over that. Rejoice over the fall of your enemy. Rejoice over the things that the Lord said he was going to do for you in the last days upon his arrival and his return. What you gonna say to the Lord? Yeah, Lord, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't talk like that. Shit, I better get your mind right. Cause believe you me, the shit that this devil has done in the past, he gonna get even nastier coming in the future. And then what? Then what are you gonna say? You see, the problem is, in this day and age, nothing has really affected you people to really look at this man as if he's the devil. Okay? But once shit starts hitting home and you start realizing that you ain't got the freedoms that you thought you had, that has been given to you by the so-called white man, then you're going to find out. Then you're going to realize, oh shit, this is he whom they talked about. All right, let's continue. This is second of the six. I'm gonna jump to about 17. Start at 17, and it says, and it happened that when I had heard it, I stood upon my feet and hearkened, and behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sounds of it was like the sounds of many waters. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and I will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. All right. So the Lord said he's going to make inquisition to them that hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness. Who did they hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness? The children of Israel. Hence leading the charge, Esau, Edom, so-called white man. All right. So again, this falls right in line with all those who also have been scoffing and scorning. So the Lord is coming to make inquisition, man. Whomever you may be, those who have joined hand in hand, you have truly turned your back on the servants of the Lord. The new song that has been sung by the servants and prophets of the Lord, mainly from the head apostles and the brothers on down, You have rejected that. But you still hold fast to the wickedness that you're surrounded by every day. Because this wickedness that we're surrounded by is perpetuated by who? Whom the earth was given to. Whom those who are in charge. Those who have the money. Those who have the power to do the things that, have been done throughout the earth. So don't think for 1 minute that they're going to get a pass and they're going to slide as if nothing, as if they've done nothing. Now read right 19 again, and it says, and will begin to make inquisition of them what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness. And when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see altogether. All right? So you're going to see altogether what we've been telling you, what we've been prophesying about. And I can guarantee you in that day, you ain't going to be talking about, oh, those guys, those Israelites are extremists. They call the so-called white man the devil. They're extremists. Who has done that? Who has done all the wickedness in the earth? Who has beat your great-grandparents to death? Who have beat your aunts and uncles coming through the years, hanging them, lynching them, decapitating them, chopping them up and putting the babies on the shores so the gators can come up and eat them, and all types of wickedness, man. Shit, even to this present day, there was a couple of Jakes whose bodies was found hung in a tree. This is going back like a week ago. So I can guarantee you that the so-called Chinese man wasn't behind that. I can guarantee you the so-called Arab man wasn't behind that. I can guarantee you the so-called African man wasn't behind that. All right? So through the process of elimination, these Jakes that were hung, at a tree site not too long, about a week and a half ago, I can guarantee you through the process of elimination that it's going to come down to one nation of people, man. And that's Esau Edom. Who Esau Edom also puts out the news story talking about it was a self-elimination. Y'all want to get mad at us for calling him the devil. You better wake the hell up. Luke 6:25. It says, woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. All right? And again, we've been telling you people, Esau's the devil. We've been telling you, they're going into captivity. We've been telling you, Babylon the Great going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. And what do? All you people do is laugh because you think it's entertaining. You think the words that we speak are so entertaining that you now make videos and get on platforms and invite guests on and take clips of brothers and try to, put a smorgasbord together to make us look like, however you want to make us look. But the time was going to come where you're going to mourn and weep. And again, sorry just ain't going to cut it. As far as we're concerned, that sorry ain't cutting shit, man. I want to hear that shit. Get out of here. Receive the judgment. Receive the judgment written for all those who've come up against the servants of the Lord. I was always taught through my years coming up as a young boy and young man and so on and so forth to mind your business. Mind your business. You see somebody saying something stupid, mind your business. Don't concern you. And this is why a lot of you people are going to fall. Trying to jump on the bandwagon is going to cost you, most likely cost you your life, man. Trying to jump on this whole platform bandwagon. What do they call social media content creators? Right? This is one content that is going to cost you dearly. So you want to laugh now, you want to think that you're good to go, because again, even with this content creating stuff, you know, a lot of you people are getting paid. So therefore you think you're full. You think you got it made. All this is going to come to an end. This internet, the social media, you know, all these videos and, you know, platforms, all this is going to come to an end. And a lot of you people who use this thing, you know, for that sole purpose of your livelihood, you're going to find yourself, you know, in withdrawals. You ever see somebody that's on drugs and they're in withdrawals, shaking, sweating, getting sick, can't pull themselves together? That's what's going to happen to you people when they pull the plug on this internet system. Even when there was a little blackout for a short time, man, you people were fiending. You people were damn near ready to, you know, put somebody 6 feet under. And that was just a test for you. Now when it goes full blow, you watch. People will be crying and trying to figure out what's going on. Well, we can tell you what's going on. It's the end of Esau's world. That's what's going to be going on, and that's what's in the process of happening as we speak. The end of Esau's world is slowly coming to an end. Right? Matthew 18:6, it says, But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hung about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depths of the sea. All right? The Lord said it was better for you that a millstone was around your neck and you drowned in the depths of the sea. Now, to put that in perspective, drowning is an awful way to die. Awful. Because there's a point in time during that process of drowning, you're actually trying to breathe water. Okay? You're trying to breathe water to the point where your lungs fill up with so much water, and that's it. All right? So for all those, again, who have scoffed and scorned, talked shit, made videos, you know, made parodies, you know, called brothers bosses, called their jobs, trying to get brothers fired, and whatever. You know what you have done. There's no apology on this planet that's gonna, you know, relieve you from the judgment that's written for you scoffers and scorners, and all those who have come up against the servants of the Lord. And again, I speak as a man. The Lord's going to have mercy upon whom He'll have mercy. Is it possible for someone to truly repent? Of course, it's all in the hands. It's all in the hands of the Lord. But if you look at it this way, if you come up and make a video now and say, no, I'm sorry, what are you going to do when all hell breaks loose and people come knocking on your door? We got your IP address. We know you've been watching them. What's going on? Are you going to still defend? You still going to be in favor of the Hebrew Israelites? Are you willing to sacrifice your family members for the Hebrew Israelites? Because now you done made an apology now. So now what? Are you going to stand on it? Or are you going to just say, you know what, I don't care about them, like they think, so I'm just going to defend my little children and so on and so forth? Because don't you know the Lord has the power to deliver you from all situations? And you people don't take that into consideration. And this is why the scriptures say, trust in the Lord with all thy heart and all thy mind. But again, for the hopeful elect, that goes out to. All right, so I'm gonna end it right there. Again, it's not about an apology. It's about judgment that's going to play out for all those who have come up against the servants of Yahweh Shai. With that, I'm gonna say Shalom.